Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
Hello there, welcome back here on the show. This is Prime Morning, and it's time for News Flash. It's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Phone Papa Pafia. We are asking you to go there and grab all the gadgets that you need when you talk about phones, when you talk about CCTV cameras, the very best of quality in the system. And of course, if you also need refrigerators, it's the place you have to go and grab yours. And it's quality, it's affordable, and you can use it for the longest, and none other guarantees you that except Franco Trading Enterprise. And we're still Phone Papa Pafia. We're the leading electronic retail shop in the country, and it's a household name. Everybody's talking about us. Call us 0555939311 and speak to us. Do not pick any number on social media to talk to us. Just call the numbers on your screens right now. And also, you can download the Franco Trading app. It's pretty simple. Google Play Store, and you're good to go. You've got Franco Trading Enterprise in your hands. On the other side, you can also do well to go on our website. It's www.francotrading.com, and you can also find anything you need to know about Franco Trading Enterprise on our website as well. It's pretty simple. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pafia. We're back this morning to talk about the issues that concerns you. We'll check out the front page of the newspapers, and then once we're back at the hands of our hotels demo happened yesterday, we'll look at it, and also we'll try and look at the moving into 2024, some of the plans, transformational plans that the various political parties are putting in place to ensure that this country becomes better. But real quick, let me just go on the front page, and then when I come back and introduce my guest in the studio, we'll move on. But don't forget that you can send your messages to us ahead of time. Our WhatsApp line is active, and you can also do so on our streaming platform. We're streaming live on Facebook. Now, Daily Graphic this morning is reporting on issues of the economy and education. On the front page, the big story over here says, reversing external aid dependency, prioritize higher education. Lord Paul Boateng to African leaders. And economy grows 4.7% first quarter. And demonstrators urge President to halt sale of SSNIT hotels. EcoBank graphic foster stronger partnership. That's the front page of the Daily Graphic today. Now, the back page says majority leader donates laptops to Graphic, and Access Bank IT Consortium supports UGMC. That's the Daily Graphic today. Away from that, Daily Guide is here this morning, and also on some issues it says that hotel demo protesters police clash, and 2.37 million euro ambulance case. Jakpa sent AG 68 WhatsApp messages. Page 3 has got a story on that. Court throws out suit against IGP. And BOG justifies GN Bank's license revocation, and a woman kills a mother over witchcraft. That's also captured and on the front page of the Daily Guide today. In the middle page somewhere it says, Afronita Abigail received rousing welcome, and small gold purchases can promises to sell the album. Wizkid asked me to take down our song. Terry G says so. And digital footprints can help bridge SME's credit risk gap, and 1,600 cashew traders registered, authority says so. That's the Daily Guide today. And then we'll move on to the Ghanaian Times. It says boost for recovery program. WB approves $250 million for energy sector. That's the World Bank. And it says provides $10 million grant to help improve service delivery. And it's got the finance minister, Dr. Amin, actually captured on the front page. Now, away from that, economy grows to 4.7% first quarter 2024. GSSS reports on that. Let's collaborate to change global financial architecture. Abino Sayasari urges African governments, and Interior Minister cracks down on unapproved private security uniforms. And that's the Ghanaian Times reporting today. At about page somewhere it says, include recommended herbal medicine into National Health Insurance Medicine List, and 2024 Green Ghana Project exceeds target. That's the Ghanaian Times this morning. The publisher is here. The Ghanaian publisher on the front page says that SSNIT sale of 60% shares in 6 hotels, the facts behind the yet to be concluded deal, and Minister Laut's Gallop intervention has improved learning outcomes, and McDan pushes for African ownership of shipping space. Now, LEAP beneficiaries beg government for payment. That's also the Ghanaian Times today. The Custodian will be our last newspaper, and it says that the Chief Imam praises exemplary Baumia, and Ghana wins a seat on Development Bank Board. The big story over here says World Bank approves $260 million for Ghana's energy sector. That's also captured. The Custodian, Mills Nana built UGMC, not Mahama. Miracles of Boaje, and McDonald urges Africans to own logistics and the shipping sector. That's the Custodian newspaper, also reporting on some very major issues this morning here on the show. Now, let's get into the substantive issues, but before that, let me introduce my guest in the studio. This morning, we've been joined by Pagre Boache-Dankwa, government spokesperson on governance and security, representing the NPP. Joining us this morning. Pagre, how are you doing? Great. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
I love the outfit as well.
Thank you.
This is Green Ghana, or is which one?
One of my favorite colors in my life is green.
Okay.
It means flourishing.
This is I think third time I'm seeing you.
Yes, I love green.
Yeah.
Green, white, and blue.
Okay.
Those are my favorite colors. Yes.
I'm not sure about Richard, but if he has one. Richard Manorime is joining us this morning, former Deputy Director of YA and NDC Communications team as well. How are you doing, Rich?
I'm doing Super KMG.
You decided to wear suit. Why? Why do you have that funny feeling?
Why
You look funny in
always?
the suit.
I do what?
You look funny in the suit.
Okay, I always do African wear to you,
Yeah.
so that's why you think that. I like wearing suits, but I always like putting up jackets. That's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, green is agriculture. The green represents agriculture.
Absolutely.
So I believe that my good friend and brother, Bachi Dankwa, will invest in agriculture as President John Mahama is moving as Minister of Agriculture and Agribusiness. And I believe that he being I was telling you offline that he being a man of God, you know, he's a pastor, he's a politician,
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor and a security expert, and he should tell Ghanaians the truth as to how to put food on people's table. And that's what the NDC and John Dramani Mahama is looking at. So it's good you like green, and you know green represents agriculture. And it's part of our colors as well as NDC.
You know, KFJ, it's interesting that my dear brother Richard wants to start on this note. But you recall that last week there was a major social media handle going around relating the 24-hour economy of lions and Pudong in China, and bringing lions to rear, and bringing helicopters to spray farms and all of that. I mean, I really wanted to have a very easy morning.
It's true. I
really wanted to have an easy.
No, it's true. I also
it's just surprising. It's just surprising that Richard wants to go that route.
I also chance of seeing that video with one doctor, something.
Yeah.
And then, but we
Talking
don't.
about Pudong,
yes, but I don't know how
and-
he managed to get himself into the media house and talk about what is not directed by the NDC to do.
It means that he's not an
Absolutely
official
no.
NDC person.
It's not part of our national communication or
okay.
regional communication team.
Then,
and the party has come out.
Then the rank and file,
yes,
it doesn't hold.
No, the
center
party
doesn't hold for the NDC.
How did he end up that? Why did
So
he-
the party,
The center doesn't hold
So the
the
party came out with a communique, and then we disassociated ourselves with that communication. We said he's not part of us. We don't know him to be part of.
I
national communication team.
think you should just own up.
And
You should own up that you don't understand the 24-hour
and then
economy that
you know
want.
President Mahama and myself
Been
and
very
any
well.
other NDC communicator have explained the 24-hour economy. We have a
No, we'll get there.
we have a uniform conversation of the
We'll get there.
24-hour
We'll be looking at
economy.
the- we'll be looking at those national plans. We'll be getting there. But let me say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for Papa Fee. This morning they made it possible for us to have this conversation. Now, don't forget that you can send your messages to us on our WhatsApp line and also do so on our streaming platforms. It's pretty simple. Once you go to Facebook, you can get it over there and you can let us know what you think about the issues we're talking about today. Now, the demo happened yesterday as it was planned. Amidst tear gas from the police. But of course, the main purpose was to make sure that that petition gets to the president, and it was received on behalf of the president by Mr. Bosman, Deputy Chief of Staff. And he actually assured that the petition will get to the president, and he's excited that they've taken that decision to go out, which of course forms part of our democracy. And moving forward, we're going to be hearing from what the president will make of that situation. Now, also, the Honorable Edwin Neil Antivanopel spoke about the way things are going. He was very, very emphatic yesterday on Top Story on Joy 99.7 FM and mentioned that they would ensure and would do everything possible if they have to move heaven and earth to ensure that that sale does not go through. They will do exactly that. And also actually warned a lot of people who are encroaching on La Lands to actually stay off, because the people over there are not taking it lightly and they will do anything possible. And I'm trying as much as possible to, represent him, exactly what he said. But, if you, by inference, you realize that they are very, very resolute in ensuring that nothing, goes on over that place without they being involved. And also, the chief priest, the high priest, was also in attendance. And he says that he's as a chief priest, he also has the mandate to protect the land. And so he couldn't have sat aloof and watch all those, people go on the demonstration. He had to join in and also ensure that the right things are done. And, well, Mr. Abraham Kumsin was also present. He's the General Secretary for the Secretary General for the Federation of Labour Commission. Also spoke on Top Story yesterday. So it looks like, a lot of things were said over there. But let me introduce my last guest, and then we'll take a look at some of the footages that happened during the demo, and then we'll move on to have the major conversation. Now, Michael Safukantanka has joined us this morning as well, communications team for the Movement for Change, I beg your pardon, also joining us this morning. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm good, my brother. Good morning.
Good to see you on the show.
Same here.
Great. And thanks for the time. We really appreciate it. So let's take a look at this, the hands of our hotel demo. And when we come back, we'll take a look at it. Don't forget that there are 4 hotels that are in this: Labadi Beach Hotel, Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Elmina Beach Resort, and we have Bujia Beach Resort also in there as well. Now take a look at this.
Hundreds of them poured onto the streets wearing red and singing patriotic songs. Intermittently, the songs were changed to reflect their mood and anger. They are calling on President Akufo-Addo to immediately stop the sale of the SSNIT hotels.
This land, the hotels, what is important is that the Alodian landowners must be given equity share in this hotel. There's nothing wrong with giving 30% of the equity shares of all these hotels to the Alodian landowners. And therefore, if you are going to sell it, sit down with them, think about it. Now, what is the benefit to our people? Have you thought about it? Who is going to take over? How much is the hotel sold? What procurement processes do they follow for a sitting member of parliament and a sitting minister of state to benefit from information that is sacred for anyone to contest for procurement processes? This is a violation of ethical rules.
And we will never sit down to let this happen. Ghanaian youth, this is the time. This is the time. Don't sit back and say, and found. It is really important that we all see the importance for we to come together and fight against this oppression.
There was an unexpected guest at the protest, the Lawulano, Ni Yemo Obroni, who is the high priest of La. He intermittently poured libation during the protest. He invoked the gods to deal with persons he says are not only grabbing state properties, but looting their lands.
I'm the chief priest of the land. So they are taking our property on lawful way without we Alodian masters' consent. Do you understand? So if I'm a chief priest, I have to fight for my right. Because I have kids coming. Do you understand me? Yeah. So we need to tell the government that any land belong to La Gadangwe, they should never dare. They should give our land to X. We don't want problem with him.
Which land specifically are you talking about?
Chado, Trade Fair, the OTEX, Beach Pump License Office. Here. They have been sold to somebody. Pass and Garden, back here, no. What is this?
And you say the government has taken the lands without your consent?
Exactly. Government collaboration with the Land Commission. And this kind of Land Commission, they are bogus so far so good. They are useless commission over there. They have been sold all our lands.
Part of the capital city is currently on lockdown as a result of the Hands Off Our Hotels demonstration. What you can see right now are vehicles waiting in this gridlock. They cannot move because the protesters have taken over the road. On the road in front of the Labadi Beach Hotel and the La Palm Beach Hotel. As you can see, these vehicles heading to the Central Business District and other parts of the capital are unable to move. Those also moving to us.
So that's what happened yesterday during the Hands Off Our Hotels demo that was put together by the Honorable Okujuto Ablakwa and had some representations from, the various places, including the Gadangbe people also being part of it. Now, according to yesterday, the MP yesterday on Top Story actually said that if he even had to take the government removing the building, and he was talking about Labadi Beach Hotel, from the land and give them their land, they are ready for that. Let me start off with you, Pyre.
This is an NDC demonstration. I think that you should have started off with Richard.
Is it an NDC demonstration?
It wasn't an NDC demonstration. It was Ghanaian demonstration.
This is an NDC demonstration.
But
I mean,
I saw
let me greet you and let me greet the good people of this country and greet your viewers and greet the Muslim community who celebrated their Eid. A very special Eid to them. I haven't seen Adele in a very long time.
Oh yes, and so, he missed last week.
Yes,
and he missed this week as well.
And so, Adele, I miss you. So please, let's see you on set. KMJ, I'm glad that the NDC were able to hold their demonstration yesterday against all odds. The police had a very professional relationship during the demonstration. Government did not stand in the way of the NDC to do their demonstration. All routes that were approved, they submitted their petition to the presidency, which was received by the Deputy Chief of Staff. But let's set the records very straight. There's been a track record of consistent losses in these hotels that we talk about over the past 14 years. There's been frequent requests for maintenance funding. There's been capital injections. There's been high capital expenditure, and there was a need for a strategic partnership. That's the journey that SSNIT had to go through. And these hotels are La Palm, Royal Beach, Elmina Beach Resort, Buzia Beach Resort, Ridge Royal Hotel, Trust Lodge, and Labadi Beach Hotel. From 2019 to 2023, these are the 5-year profit average after tax. For La Palm Beach, it's 6 million Ghana cedis. For Elmina Beach, it's 740,000 Ghana cedis. For Buzia Beach Resort, it's 32,000 Ghana cedis. For Ridge Royal, it's 5 million Ghana cedis. For Trust Lodge, it's 97,000 Ghana cedis. For Labadi Beach, it's 18 million Ghana cedis. And of all of these, it's only Labadi Beach that were able to pay their dividends in the last 5 years. Also to state that a number of loans that these hotels have taken, they have not been able to pay and service their loans at all. And La Palm Royal Beach has made losses in the past 11 years out of the 14 years, and they've not been able to pay their dividends at all. And they have an outstanding debt that they need to pay, including SSNIT contributions, from an average of 4.2% from 2012 to 2017. I have always stated that having looked at the performance of these hotels over the years, and sometimes I'm minded not to politicize this, but you know that we are regime-oriented within our dispensation. From 2012 to 2017, who was in the helm of affairs in this country? It was the erstwhile NDC government. huge mismanagement of state assets, huge mismanagement of state assets. They couldn't keep the state assets running and become profitable and efficient over those years and those periods. Elmina Beach Resort as well. They made losses over the past 9 years and out of the 14 years from 2010 to 2017. Who was also in the helm of affairs in this country in terms of state management? The SWAL government mismanaged our hotels and made huge losses. They were not paying the dividends, they were not paying the loans, and they were not paying SSNIT contributions as well. Buzia Resorts as well made losses from 2010 to 2017, the negatives of about 31.7% as well. And then you come to Ridge Royal, made losses in 8 years, significantly, and they have not been able to pay their dividends as well. And then Labadi Beach Hotel, they made losses in the past 2 years out of the 14 years as well. And then you come to the procurement. Okay, now there was an advertisement that were made by SSNIT in the Daily Graphic and in the Ghanaian Times, and I have the date here if people are minded to go and search it out. In February of 2022, there was a publication that was made in the Daily Graphic. On the 14th of November 2018, there was a publication that was made in the Daily Graphic. On the 15th of November 2018 as well, there was a publication that was made in the Ghanaian Times, and people who are minded can go and have a look at that. On the 12th of December as well, 2019, there were these transactional advisors that were brought into being, and there were 15 transactional advisors, and I'll state them: 15 transactional advisors. Phoenix Africa Capital Management, Standard Chartered Bank, Deloitte & Touche, PwC, EY Advisory Services, Cornerstone Capital Advisors, KPMG, SEM Capital Advisors, IC Securities Limited, Sentinel Global Advisors, SICFSL, Veritas Capital, Strategic African Securities, Chapel Hill, Delham, Ghana, and Colliers International. 15 transactional advisors over these hotels that SSNIT is seeking to float off shares to private persons. After these transactional advisors, there were about 6 of them that were picked up to go through the RFPs, and there were nine people that bidded for these hotels. And I'll name them: Rock City Hotel Limited, Yao Ado Development, Spartan Ivies, Temple Investment, West Ridge Developers Ghana Limited, and Luxor. Out of these hotels, we tried to put the hotels in lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, and no one could do any other lots, and you just have to choose one lot. That was the goal. And so lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, and the main, I'll put it out in terms of the bidding amount of money, and you would rate it. Labadi Beach Hotel, Rock City bidded for $29 million US. 29 million
for 60% shares.
For 60% shares. Yao Ado bidded for $18 million US, and Luxor bidded for $9 million US. I mean, simple mathematics will tell you, over the 15 transactional advisors that were put in place, if you look for Labadi Beach Hotel and you look for the people that are bidding, 29 million versus 18 million versus 9 million. When you look at the future pensioners like you and I and all the people around this table, the future pensioners like our children and our grandchildren, the current pensioners, if you look at an investment that is going waste, that is running at a loss, and you look at an investor who wants to invest $29 million, 60% shares, who would you choose? Let's go again to La Palm Royal Beach. Rock City bidded for 21 million Ghana cedis. Yao Ado bidded for 13 million Ghana cedis. Luxor bidded for 5 million Ghana cedis. Who is the highest bidder here? Look at it and judge for yourself. Ridge Royal Hotel, Rock City bidded for 8.4 million Ghana cedis. The rest didn't bid at all. Elmina Beach Resort, Rock City bidded for 2.4 million Ghana cedis. The rest didn't bid at all. So if you look at the total bid, you're looking at a total bid of about 61 million, and I'm talking of US dollars. 61 million US dollars, and 60% of that in terms of transactional value is about 59 million. 51.9. 59.1. I mean, I don't need 59 million US dollars. If you look at all of this clearly, KMJ, SSNIT as a value proposition pension scheme wants to ensure that the current pensioners, the future pensioners do not run at a loss. And they're looking at hotels that have been making losses over these 14 years, that are consistently requesting for funds, that are consistently requesting for capital injections, that are consistently having high capital expenditure. And SSNIT looking at the value chain is saying that let's float off these shares, 60% of that, so that at least the Ghanaian people, the future of Ghana, is focused very well, that the future pensioners can be able to have the pension that they enjoy. In recent times, you are aware that pensions were increased very much, that now even the highest pensioner is having over 100,000 plus every single month. And I think that there are no procurement bridges in this. People want to demonstrate, which is their civic responsibility. People want to take advantage of the political dispensation and electioneering to vent out their angers. And I think that as a responsible government, we welcome them. But as we speak about this as well, Kim, it's important that we speak to demonstrators, that demonstrators need to ensure that they become responsible in their demonstration. Oftentimes, you find demonstrators who are not responsible in their quest to vent out their displeasure. But if you want to vent out your displeasure, you must vent out your displeasure in a responsible manner.
There are times that police have also been in a very bad place in terms of how they go about
I agree.
or handle these demonstrators.
I agree, but KMJ, the ball stops with the demonstrators because the police are always there to ensure that your demonstration is peaceful, is civil, and also you do not cause harm to public people and public properties. That's the main goal.
Yes.
And so if demonstrators come on the streets and they are demonstrating, and they are not demonstrating responsibly, it's important that the police always calms down the demonstrators. And I'm sure you saw when Bernard Mona was trying to tell one of the demonstrators, calm down, because you're demonstrating, it's not a fight. You understand? You are raising an argument, a competitive argument against the sale of 6 hotels. Hotels that are running at a huge loss. And I've seen people try to bring in the state and bring in the Honorable Brian Champon as a minister.
That's where the major issue is, by the way.
At the time when these hotels were being bidded for, the Honorable Brian Champon was not a minister for Agric. He was not. He was not a minister for Agric. We need to be able to put it in
He was
context.
still an MP.
No, regardless, KMJ, people come from private life into public service. We have always wanted to marry the relationship between private sector and public service. And so if people have had a very fruitful private sector life, entrepreneurs invested hugely into their businesses that they do, and they are looking at state and trying to rescue the state from such mismanagement from the Eswal government, 14 years of mismanagement of the hotels, which is what has brought us here. As a thinking government, as a caring government, as SSNIT trying to look at the value propositions of all of these ratings and stating that let's float the shares. And look at it. There were 9 people that bidded for it. But then Rock City was the highest bidder. And you are aware that Rock City Hotel is the biggest hotel in the sub-region of West Africa. Check it. The biggest hotel. Bigger than all hotels in Mali, Niger, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, Gambia, bigger than all the hotels.
Okay.
The biggest hotel, the biggest investment. And I see people stating that, look at the financials of Rock City and look at the profitability of Rock City. I think that the argument is neither here nor there because the propositions of the money that is being brought in by Rock City is huge, huger than any of the persons that had a competitive bidding.
Okay.
28 million, 29 million, 21 million, and look at that, and look at the value proposition, $59 million that SSNIT is getting from 60% shares. I think that the pensioners will be home saying to SSNIT that you have made a very good decision for us.
Okay. Rich.
Quickly, I want you to help me. When did they start the bidding of the hotels?
2018.
2018. Which position was Brian Achampong holding?
You remind me.
He was a Deputy National Security Minister. Became a Deputy Interior Minister. Became Minister of Agric. He was a government official. Are you aware? Anyway.
Private. No.
Anyway.
He's thrown in those arguments. People have their private businesses. Private businesses are still ongoing. They recruit people. They employ people. They provide employment to the Ghanaian citizens. If the state is bidding for these hotels,
They have the right to.
they have a right to.
Okay.
KMJ, let me say good morning to you and good morning to your cherished viewers. And good morning to the good people of Nkwantasaf constituency in Oti region as a whole. His Excellency, the incoming President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, is saying good morning. And KMJ, let me just quickly announce that The incoming president and former president of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, will be in Kumasi this afternoon at 2 p.m. to meet the Christian University service. So I will urge the people in Kumasi to go there and then give a rousing welcome and listen to the good message he's bringing to them. It is important and it is imperative to know that President John Dramani Mahama has a good message for Ghana. He has policies and programs. So he's starting down bases, starting on the grounds and let the people know that building the Ghana we want together, that's the most important thing. That's why we always call on the likes of the Baggrave, the like of Safo, of Franto, which we know that the lifespan of the butterfly is only 6 weeks. So it's better you come and join. The lifespan.
Richard, go on.
The likes of you and other people to come together.
The time is going.
Yes, I know it's important that we build the Ghana we want together because President John Dramani Mahama stated clearly that he's coming up with a 24-hour economy that we're going to give jobs to the youth. He's going to put up an agri sector, as I earlier on told you, that Minister of Agri is going to be agri-business. That's my most important thing I actually focus on. And as a youth, what the National Apprenticeship Program is bringing is quite imperative.
Richard, that is our next topic. Handle the SSNIT issues first.
So with the SSNIT issue, as you are saying, let me also use the opportunity to thank the well-meaning Ghanaians across the globe. Yesterday, I went a chance going to your social media handle, and millions of people were following the demonstration online. It also shows that it's a concern to them that they want to know the happening of this. So let me thank them. Let me thank all political parties that were there. Some of the NPP people were there. We were not happy with the current situation. The PNC was there. The CPP was there. The NDC was there. The LPG was there. The Afro-Fronto, the Movement of Change was also there. All political parties, civil societies, I think some of the market women were there. A lot of Ghanaians, TUC and other people were there. So let me thank them and then thank them that they have Ghana at heart. And I believe that with those enthusiasm they've come up to make sure that our property, our hotels, that our forefathers has worked hard. Our fathers has worked hard, and we are also working hard, putting up structures in the SSNIT as well. This is our money that we work out in the potential retirees as we are. So we'll protect the integrity of our property, we'll protect the state resources, and then we'll make sure that the state capture, that this government, knowing that they are exiting in the next 170 days, will want to capture everything in all aspects of economy, will be restricted from it. And I want to thank them with all the good job they've done. And let me also say, with the speedy recovery for those that yesterday, the tear gas and pepper spray was shown to them. I know yesterday, I think some of 2 ladies were also put in an ambulance to the hospital. I'm sure by this time they will be okay. I pray for them that because they have Ghana at heart, this word landed them. Some of them were pepper sprayed, some of them were tear gas. And I think fighting for your Ghana, fighting for your country is the best way to go. We will protect the integrity of this country, even if it depends, if there's a need of our blood to flow, so that we protect the unborn generations, we protect the properties of this nation to make sure that it works. What are we talking about, KMJ? We are talking about SSNIT. SSNIT selling a hotel to a cabinet minister and a member of parliament of the Republic of Ghana. In fact, it was not just only the cabinet minister, he was a former deputy national security minister. And when we talk about national security, you know what it entails. In fact, moving ahead, he was a deputy interior minister before he became the minister of food and agriculture. So he handled sensitive positions in this country. But if you look at SSNIT, I want to just quickly read the reason why SSNIT is selling these hotels out. And it will interest you to know the reason why SSNIT is selling this hotel. In its justification, SSNIT indicated that part of the raising capital and funding aspect to manage the hotels. So they need a capital aspect to manage the hotel. And the ultimate goal for the sale of its stake was to manage investment risk, to improve investment returns. Okay, that's the most dynamic thing we are looking at. My brother here, because he want to put that into Ghanaian, he started using the technicalities and the biddings and mentioning figures and whatever. The fact was that the Labadi Beach has made huge returns for the past few years. It is not true that Labadi Resort Hotel was running losses. Recently, Labadi Beach Hotel has made a profit of 150 million.
Between what time to what?
I'm just telling the recent happening. Over almost 150 million Ghana cedi. 58 million Ghana cedi. So last profit. Remember, KMG, this profit there should always be improvement. I think over the past 3-4 years, we have made
for the past 4 years.
For the past 4 years, we have made huge returns from our SSNIT hotel. It is never true. But you see, the problem is that if you say that we want financial expert and expert to manage of capital returns, to be able to manage SSNIT investment, and that we want enough revenue as SSNIT so that we can be able to pay our grandfather who is retiring tomorrow, or pay you and I who will be retiring in the next 20 or 30 years. And we are going to give it to a Rock City Hotel, a hotel who has been running losses for some years now. A hotel for the past 4 years has also ground zero. Will not be able to manage its own resources as a hotel. Yesterday, I made an example in Asempa FM, one of your sister stations. Look, we have Asempa FM is a radio station, and Asempa FM, at the end of the day, he couldn't send his marketing experts to go and look for adverts, to go and look for management to be able to get more adverts to get more revenue. But as at the time, Asempa FM is running lost. In Asempa, I'm not saying that, I'm just using that as an example. Then they come to Joy Prime, which I know Joy Prime is making more revenue. Joy Prime is making more money and get more capital returns to be able to pay their staff and even have some to even put in their coffers. They go to Adum TV to get the same. And these stations that are making profit, then the station that is making loss is now trying to buy the other stations and then manage. How is that logic to any ordinary Ghanaian? It doesn't make sense in any way. And we know that's happening in SSNIT. We know who managed SSNIT today. We know how SSNIT MD was sacked. And we know that people close to the president and even president allied family members from wherever they come from are the managers of SSNIT today. And we know that.
Who are some of these people?
I mean, Man for Safo's son is the MD for. What's the name? There's a Man for Safo's son.
He's the
MD for. He's the MD for. No, what are you saying?
Not too long ago.
But there was somebody who was hosting this program before you came. If you today, as you are hosting, or anything happen, who do we give blame to?
Osafo Mafo's son is the president.
Who do you give blame to?
Was he the one in charge when all these biddings were done?
But whether he's in charge or not in charge, but he was a deputy MD then before he became an MD. So you don't go there. Bagre, we are not talking, whatever, you are the brother to the president. Do we blame you when you are not corrupt? Do we ever sit down and mention your name? Do people even know you are very related to the president? Are they aware? If not today.
No, but
so stop that.
No, you are bringing president families.
So we are saying that
this is coming from.
So we are saying that the sale of the SSNIT, it is not the proper channels to do. Look,
the amount of money that has been injected into it, you don't think that this
which amount of money is being injected
in the bidding would transform these hotels?
Which transformation? You who could not even,
regardless of whoever,
you who could not manage your own hotel for some years now are going to transform.
But what SSNIT needs is money to turn around.
Money to turn around.
So if somebody is bringing that amount of money,
the Rock City is not buying 100% shares, if you care to know. It's buying 60%. The 40% will now go back to SSNIT or other investors. So for you all, you know, you need a proper manager to be able to manage this. And I believe that when we are able to manage ourselves and have proper managers as SSNIT, we can manage our own hotel.
So the issue is management.
SSNIT has so many institutions. SSNIT have so many institutions. I know SSNIT have hotels. SSNIT have other properties that they manage. There have not been any complaint. But what this government is doing is state capture, and it's what we are trying to protect. Government officials who are part of the cabinet in the presidency are trying to capture our state property and buy because they know they are losing power. And these people that are even trying to capture the state power, the state property, are not even capable of handling this. So why are you going to give your state property to people that are not able to manage? So when it's collapse of it, the dire thing is that you and I, what happened to us when we are retiring? The contribution we have been making, look at the time we woke up today and we are here. At the end of the day, people collapse. Recently there was a report that in 2025, 2026, SSNIT cannot even pay SSNIT benefits. And SSNIT even came out with a communique that was not true. We are in a dire situation, and we are saying that it is not proper. Number two, Brian Achampong is a government official, he's a member of parliament. There are due diligence that members of parliament, before you get into such business, there's procedure and process that you have to go through. You need to go to parliament, you need to write to speaker, and you get clearance before you can get yourself involved in such businesses. He never did that, which is against the law. So all the dubious things they've done, there's capturing the state properties, capturing the state land, is why yesterday we went to the street and we have to petition the president.
Okay.
Happily, the chief of staff received the petition and hope to tell us that the president will hear. I know the president have heard it already, and the president and his cronies must stop capturing the state property. That is what we are fighting for. They should hand off our state property. They should stay away from the hotel. The government of Ghana will be able to manage. But I can assure you, President John Dramani Mahama, the NDC, is so worried about this situation. If the president didn't listen, and if any other person didn't listen and go ahead and take these hotels into their own hands, you are doing that in your own peril and the risk of your own investment. And when we resume power in January 7, 2025, which no doubt about it, it is clear that we are going to the presidency. We'll quickly look at this thing and review it and then take it up to SSNIT.
Segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise for Papa here. This morning, we're asking you to go there and grab your television screens. You can also get your refrigerators, and also if you need some new phones, if you want to replace your old phone, that's the place that you have to go. Call us 0555-939311 and speak to us. You can also download our app. There's a Franco Trading app on your Google Play Store, and then you're good to go. www.francotrading.com is our website, and you can also go there as well. Try as much as possible and buy quality, because it's important that you get that quality which will last longer. And it's news flash this morning. We're looking at the SSNIT hotels that are on sale for the purposes of, our conversation this morning. We're looking at the demonstration that happened yesterday. The petition was given to the government and was received on behalf of the Deputy Chief of Staff. Now, let me come back to Solomon. Solomon, your take on that. Oh, Mike, I beg your pardon. Forgive me. I meant Safo.
Safo.
Mike
Safo.
Thank you, KMJ. Good morning to your viewers. My brothers here, good morning. Has been running losses for years now, reported a profit of 158 million during the financial year. Going by just that, it tells me maybe there's some deliberate, mismanagement somewhere to inure to the benefit of some of these government officials. Otherwise, I don't see how it makes sense at all for a hotel that is doing well. You've been to Labadi Beach Hotel, my brother. Can you imagine, even the forefront, you can't have access there. If you want to cross the fence there, they will warn you that this side is not for us. I mean, the beachfront. It's a problem for a hotel with that level of standing in society, even in Ghana and West Africa. And inhabitants there cannot have access to the beachfront. That raises us. It makes me wonder if it's a deliberate thing to try and run the hotel down. And that happens with most government facilities, government agencies. And I think it's important we take a critical look at people we put in the helm of affairs in some of these hotels and government business. Because, look, no matter how you look at it, there's conflict of interest in there.
Beyond the conflict of interest,
right,
you would also understand that there are many of the other hotels mentioned that have made a lot of losses.
Yeah.
Now, the capital that has been injected into it, over $59 million.
Yeah.
Is that enough to make sure these hotels, and maybe we'll place the emphasis on the other hotels a bit from the Labadi Beach Hotel, would be able to make some progress if these monies come into the hands of management to turn things around?
You see, it's not enough to look at the end of the actions. You would have to find out how they ran into losses. So can you believe?
That's a managerial issue.
Precisely, and so that's why we ran at a loss.
Yes, but if you're handling managerial issues and you don't have the capital to inject to ensure that whatever turnaround you want, you are seeing it. You can have the top managers over there, but you just don't still have the capital to.
How will you have the capital when managers, or I should say SSNIT officials and government appointees can go there, hold their programs there without paying? So that's why I feel there's a deliberate attempt to run it down so that somebody benefits from it. Why Brian? Why him? I mean, why him?
There were others. It was not just him. There were others. He was the highest bidder.
Even when he had a low-performing hotel, his hotel is running at losses, but he's able to raise enough to come and bid for a government facility. My brother, the point I'm trying to make is, look, there are deliberate acts in there to run
these hotels
down.
And
I don't want to mention names, but a top manager at SSNIT goes to hold his mother's funeral there without paying a dime. Yes, that's why we run at a loss. You see, we have to change our attitude and mindset around some of these things. How we abuse our privileges, how we relate to agencies, especially when we are in powerful positions, powerful custodial positions. We have to watch that. I just want to speak to the whole conscience and philosophies around this. It is bad, no matter how you look at it. We have to find a way to make it work. Not just Labadi, La Palme and all that. Give it that facelift it needs, and let's make it work. It's for Ghanaians. And even if you want to sell it, look, not to a government actor. It's that simple. Okay. How do you feel when you are in government and you have all the powers and it becomes so easy for you to acquire government? I keep using Aqua Safari as an example. Look, under the NDC, I think, he wanted to transform the Achimota forest. With all the politics around it, they stopped him. The man said, okay, I'm a rich man, this is what I will do. He moves to a village, Edukrom, and sets up his own safari with these wildlife species and all that. That's what I expect from people who are in powerful positions, who are rich. Don't fight for this old stuff. Go and build yours. Like he's done with, what do we call it?
Rock City.
Rock City. I went there last Kwahu. It was beautiful. Look, this is what we expect. Take your hands off.
He can't take these ones to and transform them like what he has done with Rock City.
No, but
simply because those ones are government property.
Simply because you are in government, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. There's so much conflict in there.
Okay, let me try and get some messages from our viewers. And I must say that this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, phone Papa Pafi, by kindest courtesy Franco Trading Enterprise. We're going to read some of your messages now. This one says, Alaji Hamza Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. We need to be truthful to ourselves in this country and speak the truth for once. The issue of these hotels is nothing but state capture. According to President Anado, those who want to make money should go to the private sector. And today, what are we talking about? A minister of state, and for that matter, a cabinet minister involved in this shameful act. It's nothing but a complete conflict of interest. I wonder if this was to happen under President Mahama and the NDC. Journalists who are supposed to hold government accountable are rather all over the places speaking and defending government. It is only in Ghana you see journalists holding opposition governments accountable instead of the sitting government. The day of reckoning is near. Let me go to this one over here from Al-Hassan Sese from Zenu Central says that SSNIT Hotel Bruhaha, the NPP and Nana Akufo-Addo are behaving and sharing state properties like the world is coming to an end tomorrow. And you have government spokespersons speak as if they have owned Ghana, and sometimes their defiance are more insulting. The NPP simply just don't respect Ghanaians because the president himself speaks to Ghanaians anyhow. Even for nothing at all, Brian Echampon is a government official and he's good at managing hotels. Why Nana Akufo not appointing Brian to manage these hotels if they so care for Ghanaian workers? NPP, never again. Let me go to this one over here, rather a long one. It says, good morning, Joy Prime. NPP should know that people have ruled this country for 19 years, building a country that was completely destroyed, but never sold resources and properties to its friends and ministers. We sat in this country when this Akufo-Addo took Chachu Chikata to fast-track High Court for investing GNPC money into valley farms to make money for oil exploration. on behalf of the country. This same president accused and took the late Dr. Shirley Aite to court for her role in the divestiture implementation committee. Would they have been free if they had bought those companies? NPP has so designated that morality and justice means nothing to them. Let them stretch themselves as long as they can or jump as high as they can, but surely a day of accountability will surely come. How can an isolated hotel in Abetifi, not even in Nkoko, be buying a 5-star hotel charging dollars in Accra? Who appointed the employees of those hotels? What targets do they set for themselves? What are the reasons for the underperformance? Why is the media not visiting those hotels to bring out the truth? SSNIT with all the flats in Ghana can't manage to profit hotels. We must protect our heritages. Walter in Kwanta sent him that. Let me go here and see what we have. 8 years in opposition, yet no message to tell Ghanaians. They have since resorted to needless attacks on EC and unnecessary demonstrations, but we the Ghanaians are clear in our minds on who we want to vote for December 7th. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the man. It is possible. No amount of noise making will divert our attention. We have fallen in love with Bawumia's vision and policies. NDC, never again. Good morning. My regards to Honorable Solomon Namlet Boa, incoming MP for Bumprugu. Matuk Fei Cobb from Bimbagu assenting that one. Let me go here and see what we have. And that's Same Boachi, as Samakasi says, going to demonstration is part of their constitutional right, and it allows them and take that opportunity to exercise their body. But why all this mischief going on? Dr. Bawumia, the next president of the Republic of Ghana, is seriously campaigning and explaining his vision and policies to the good people of Ghana. Fellow Ghanaians, free SHS is currently in every household. So let's keep supporting NPP to continue making free SHS function by way of voting massively for Dr. Bawumia, and it is possible to break the 8. In regards to Honorable Charles Champon, the MP of Asamankese, let me go to Honorable Akisman. It says that, good morning, KMJ. President Nadu, listen to the voices of Ghanaians. Selling off our national assets like SSNIT hotels is a betrayal of public trust. It's short-sighted and harmful to our nation's development. We urge you to halt this sale and prioritize the interests of the Ghanaian people. Solidarity with Honorable Ablakwa and all Ghanaians protesting against the sale of SSNIT hotels. It's unacceptable for the government to squander our national assets, especially ones that provide vital services to our citizens. Regards to the CEO of A&A Drinking Water, Master J.E. inside Sefshi Bekwai. Let me go to Francis. And Francis Amasaman says, our father Nanado, who art in Ghana, incompetent be thy name. Corruption is your franks, and thy galamsey be done in Ashanti as it is in Central. Give us this day our doomsday timetable, and forgive us for wasting our time to vote for you, as we forgive those who campaign for you, and lead us not into civil war, but deliver our SHS from double track. For thine is the corruption, borrowing, and the unemployment. Forever, Nana Bawumia, you are wicked leaders. Ever greetings to incoming MP said my finger. How do you guys sit down and couch all these things? Good morning, Mr. Host. These hotels are for Akufo-Addo. They are using the MP to do the deal for him. Master, we are aware. How so? Konsi Gariba says that, good morning, KMJ. Good morning, Mr. Okay, so this one, it says that under the 1D1F in Tamale Municipal, we have G Fresh Company Limited and LK International Company Limited. Propaganda and deceitfulness will not long win the NDC power in this modern Ghana. Fortunately, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a modern leader who speaks to science and data, and Ghanaians are going to vote for him massively on the 7th of December. BMW is possible. Okay. Good morning, KMJ and your panel. Good morning to JDM and Dr. Grace. I used to Dankwa incoming MP for Sikado Ketan constituency. The state assets must be protected always by our leaders, not the other way around, especially this government of Nanado and Dr. Bawumia selling state assets with both their hands left and right to themselves. Families and cronies, which is bad. We Ghanaians are not happy. If you can't manage it, leave it for government, for other government to come and manage it. My regards to Bosiako Foundation, the second Ketanda constituency. Let me go to this one. Says, good morning, host. Tell the NPP man that he is happy about the demo, but he will not tell us. Oh. Good morning to all the listeners. In fact, Ghanaians are really suffering in Accra. The following roads are totally bad. Pokua, Seama, Samana, and Sawam are nothing to write home about. The drivers have been taking a huge transportation fares from the passengers. I want to appeal to all Ghanaians to reject Nanado and Bawumia in the 2024 elections. John Mahama, come and save us. We are dying. And that's Abochi Flip from Keta. We're trying as much as possible to do some more messages today. Good morning, JDM all the way, because NPP is a spent force now. May Allah bless minority leader and his team for good job. Kalim Abdul from Breman Eshim in the Central Region sent in that. This one says that, dear host, that's a lot. Dear host, yesterday's demonstration dab hands of our hotels was very successful, and the lead convener, Honorable Blackwell, and all those who made it a success must be commended. Akufo-Addo, Bawumia and their family, friends, and cronies are as existential threat to Ghana's fledgling democracy, because Akufo-Addo, Bawumia government gaslighted gullible Ghanaians voters and won power in 2016, only to pillage and plunder the country's resources. Akufo-Addo's daughter is using Accra Airport Terminal 3 as her boutique, and the other one is operating a multi-million-dollar restaurant in the country. Host, I don't think Akufo-Addo would heed and respond to the 15-point demands enshrined in the petition, because these rapacious wolves led by Akufo-Addo and his Achim Mafia are hell-bent to capture all state assets. The only antidote to the state capture, corruption, scandals upon scandals, thievery, galamsey law, mismanagement, the illicit printing of monies by BOG to Akufo-Addo's government, reckless borrowing, and gross incompetence is to vote Bawumia out on the 7th December 2024 general elections. Good morning to you and your panelists. I'm really proud of your TV station. Charles the Champion sent in that one. Charles, thank you so much. We love you too. And thanks for always watching. Good morning. How come we never heard the managers of those hotels never sack and their positions advertised for better managers to, but still, Simon sent in that. And Hadi from Pig Farm says that the NPP man should be ashamed of himself. If the beach hotel belongs to him, will he talk the way he's talking? Nation Wreckers. I'll do the last one, then we'll get back into the conversation. Good morning, my brother. Luke, who manages a manager? If you run your business at loss, how then do you manage others? In fact, I like the man in the black. He's making sense over there. NPP is the only problem in Ghana here. Jerry Adedo, Tamagolf City sent him that. He said, we're tired of this NPP. I'll come back and read some more of your messages, but let me just go briefly on some of the few things that my panel want to share, and then we'll move on to
when my dear brother quotes scriptures, especially scriptures that were written by Paul, the apostle of the Lord, and quotes 2 Corinthians 3, verse 6.
When they have a pastor and then you come to quotations.
Yeah, he's quoting the scriptures out of context. Very, very much out of context. You see, when Paul writes in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6, and says that who has made us competent to be ministers of the new covenant, not the letter but the spirit, he states it in context of the people of Corinth at the time, okay, who had denounced the gospelization of the Lord, okay, and were taking human laws. And Paul was reminding them of who had made us and justifying the presence of the Holy Spirit and the presence of the Holy Spirit in the inspired word of the biblical. And so when you pick a scripture and you quote it out of context and you justify that it's you link it up with the SSNIT purchasing, I think that you are misleading the people. But really, to state, KMJ, very clearly, there is no state capture unless, of course, the NDC does not understand what is going on with the investments of SSNIT. They should look at the investments of SSNIT in a value chain. And the fact that, you see, the fact that Rock City Hotel has not made profit as they expect does not mean that they cannot go ahead to purchase hotels. It doesn't mean that. The investment that Rock City has made and the level of financial muscle that Rock City has gives them the capacity to purchase more. Look at the location of Rock City. Just look at the location of Rock City. Look at the patronages of Rock City. And I've always stated that hotel industry is like aircraft industry. It's got its very peak season and it's got its very low seasons. And so clearly, if Rock City has made these significant investments and has raised this number of money, $59 million US, at 60% shares. And Ghanaians must know, there is no sale of hotels. It's a floating of shares. Let's stop misleading Ghanaians. We are not selling any hotel. It's the floating of shares. 60% of the shares.
Is the
40%.
what is making Ghanaians think about?
That's the
It's
highest
not a
share.
sale.
That's the highest.
That's the highest. What I say?
It's not
Yes.
a sale.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
It's not a sale.
But why are you paying money? Why are you departing
How
money?
do you
to
even register ownership if you don't
Yes.
talk about shares?
Yes.
You see, you are not selling the hotel.
So what do you do?
Okay?
You're auctioning.
We're given the highest percentage of shares.
You're auctioning.
some shares.
An individual.
No, not an individual.
Yeah,
a
okay.
hotel.
You to an
Which is
investor.
owned by a brand.
Who's an investor?
There were 9 people. I named all of them.
But these are formats.
I named.
There are formalities to get
How can you say they are
How can you say they are
How can you say they are
Let me
formalities?
finish. Let me finish.
In a very serious country like Ghana, SSNIT is running at a loss with its investment.
They also think they've made some progress. Some.
And they have raised
Income.
They have raised bidders, 9 of them, out of which 1, Rock City Hotel, not an individual, Rock City Hotel, is willing to purchase the investment, 60% of that, at $59 million US. $59 million US, saving SSNIT future cost of capital investment, of request of more funds for management, and getting that strategic partner. And remember, there were 15 transactional advisors that bidded for this. The lowest of it was Sem Capital. And Sem Capital was charging about 400,000 plus Ghana cedis for their transactional advice. And they have gone through the books. And so the argument really for me is not that Rock City has run at a loss, but the argument is that Rock City has the financial muscle to purchase and to invest 60% of the shares.
But if those hotels
Those are the argument.
But if those hotels have run lost and it's due to management, what guarantee is there that if Rock City takes over with 60% shares, I know definitely they will have that power to say this person be here, this person be there, in ensuring that it's managed well. What is the guarantee that they'll be able to transform these hotels to become better? Because people are actually crying and are worried about it because these are their future plans that are going into the hands of.
Let me allay the fears of Ghanaians and allay the fears of pensioners, because I'm a future pensioner.
Yeah, exactly.
You as well. Everybody here is a future pensioner. You know, when you take an investment into the private sector and the management of that, there is no way anyone who has invested $59 million US into shares of these hotels will look at management from top to bottom and ask them to run at losses. There are definitely going to be injections of KPIs, which are key performing indicators, for these hotels to meet. And also there's going to be a lot more drive to ensure that these hotels, which have been run at a loss, remember, who was in power? I said it. From 2009 to 2016, who was in power? Who caused this mess? It's the SWAL NDC government. SWAL NDC government caused this mess. And
Which mess?
The mess of the mismanagement of these hotels.
But why was it not collapse?
Okay, the mess.
Why was it not collapse?
Because you're not thinking about the future pensioners. You're not thinking about the current pensioners. SSNIT has done a value proposition. SSNIT invests, you see, the investment of SSNIT is wide scale. SSNIT is investing every person's contribution, which is why I stated when Dr. Tinkran was Director General of SSNIT, he increased, together with the government of Ghana, increased SSNIT pensions. And so now the highest SSNIT pensioner is getting over 100,000 plus every single month based on the contributions that they have made. And SSNIT has looked at the value proposition of their investment over the past 14 years and the losses that they have made. And they have advertised this and called people to come and bid. 9 different companies bidded. And out of that, one company has bidded to the tune of $59 million US. I think that 60% shares, when given to Rock City, will be able to turn around things. And the 40% shares that SSNIT has will send every single pensioner smiling to the bank.
Okay. All right.